Hello and welcome to my Data Protection Quickie. Today's Data Protection Quickie is all about a bring your own device policy. That's a BYOD policy. So I think this policy has been really underrated for quite some time, and I don't think companies have really realised how important this policy is. However, the pandemic has changed that, because with everybody now working from home and using a lot of their own devices, because let's face it, not every company has had enough laptops to hand out to everybody, mobile phones. So a lot of people working from home through this pandemic are actually using their own personal devices and not a company issued device. So the BYOD policy is incredibly important because it gives that employee the ability to see how they are going to be expected to use that data on their mobile phone and their responsibilities for it. Because the bottom line is the company, as a controller, will lose a significant amount of control over that data when it gets transferred to that employee's personal mobile device. So does your company need a bring your own device policy? And the answer is yes, it does. Absolutely it does. So examples of a small company with a team of maintenance men, and they did a lot of repairs on social housing. So in the morning, the maintenance team in the office would send the maintenance men on their own personal mobile devices the address they had to be at that day, the repair that needed doing, the name of the person who they were going to see, and the contact details. So okay, not too bad, but it's on their personal phone. But then they would also send them details of the occupant that might affect the visit. So for instance, was that person disabled, and would it take them a reasonably long amount of time to answer the door? So be patient and wait. Did that person have an illness that might be affected by any of the repairs they were doing? Maybe you would have to take extra care if you were using a certain type of paint because a person had some sort of allergies or any of those sorts of things. So you can see how much personal data went from the company onto the employee's mobile phone. Now, how is the employee ever going to give that back to the company? And how is the company ever going to get it back? And that's almost impossible. So you can see, even in a small company like that, that the company, as the controller, has now lost all its control over that data because it's on your employee's mobile phone. Another example, which really surprised me, is that I did some work for a legal team, a legal lawyer, and he had 10 years worth of emails on his personal mobile device. Now that company has no way of ever getting those back, and I needn't tell you what sort of information was held within those emails, but obviously massive amount of personal data. So this is why you will need a BYOD policy. No matter how small you are and no matter how big, we all need one. And now I'm going to tell you how you're going to put one in place and what you need to think about when you're looking at how you're going to manage this conundrum we're in about whether you allow your employees to use their mobile devices. So the first option that I'm going to recommend to you is that you issue your employees with company mobile devices. Now, I know that's going to be really expensive for you companies out there who have hundreds or thousands of employees, but it is the most secure option available to you. And it may not be what you want to do right now, and an expense you just can't incur, especially on the back of the pandemic, and I get that. But this is the option, and it's the option that I would go for if I could, because obviously it keeps our data more secure. Now, there are still things you have to think about, like how is the phone going to be updated? How are they going to get access to your systems? And it will need a DPIA. So it's still not without some work, and it's not just an easy option. Oh, there's a mobile phone, tick. No, you will still have to do some work, I'm afraid. But it's the best option, I think, for any company if they want to keep control of their data. The second option you're going to like a little bit more. It's less expensive. So it's the fact that you let your employees use their own personal device but access your software systems through, say, a portal. So things you need to look at with this is that you need to look to see, can you keep the data separate? can you separate your employees' data from the company data on that phone? And you also again need to be looking at, can they download that data anywhere else? Can it escape? Can they keep copies of it on another device? Can they put a USB stick in and download it? So those are the things you're going to look at, because you don't want to get any data leakage. But it's far more affordable, but it's not as secure. So this one's very middle of the road. So this is your kind of middle option. And then, now the last option you've got available to you is obviously by far the cheapest, but it comes with the biggest security risks. It's the one I like the least. I wouldn't recommend this one really for anybody. However, having said that, it may work for you. It will depend not only on the size of your company, but it will also depend on the type of data you would be passing to your employees. In summary, it really won't matter which option you choose. You need to pick the one that's right for your business. Now, you'll be able to know which one that is by undertaking a DPIA, that's a Data Protection Impact Assessment. Now, if you don't know what one of those is, have a look on my YouTube channel where I've got a video which shows you and tells you how to fill one in and what they're all about. So once you've done a DPIA, that will highlight risks of all three options, and you then as a company can have a look and decide which one suits you better and which risks you're prepared to accept and which ones you're actually not prepared to accept. And that might help you decide which option will be better for you rather than picking one and just going with it. So have a look at doing a DPIA, and then that will help you guide to which option will suit your business better. Now, the thing you really have to remember is that GDPR is an accountability framework. So not only will the DPIA and your BYOD policy go towards some way to proving that you have been accountable for whichever choice you've chosen should anything ever go wrong, but also you need to remember that as a controller, you are responsible for that data no matter what. So if that data is on an employee's phone and it gets lost, it goes, whatever happens to it, you are still accountable. So it's really, really important that you do your BYOD policy, you do your DPIA, and you make sure you are prepared to accept the risk of whichever option you choose. I hope that's been helpful for you today. My name's Lisa Wilson and I'm a data protection specialist. You can look me up on Instagram, Facebook or LinkedIn, and you can find me on my YouTube channel at Lisa Wilson Data Privacy. So I hope to see you at my next Data Protection Quickie. Thanks for watching.